Hello, I'm Mordecai Lacrosse. You're watching New Revolution TV. Revolutionize your life. You're probably wondering why the camera at the moment is pointed at a dollar bill. But let me point out some things right here. The dollar bill says, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private." Interesting fact, before 1913, the dollar bills said gold standard. If you look at any bill from before 1913, right at this part where it says $1, it'd say backed in gold. But it doesn't say that. Instead, any currency made after 1913 says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, which the whole public and private is the key word. The real truth of the matter is that a financial element in the large centers has owned the government since the days of Andrew Jackson. That quote is by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. In 1775, America's war with Great Britain began. Many reasons for the war could be said, but one stands out as the prime cause. King George outlawed the interest-free currency colonists were using. America's forefathers were against a centralized banking system. Central banks produce currency for an entire nation. Based on historical precedent, central banking systems are inherent in the control of the interest rates and control of the money supply, also known as inflation. Central banks loan money on interest. Central banks control the value of a currency, issuing or not issuing currency. Central banking systems can only create one thing in the long run, and that is debt. More money produced creates more debt. The end result of the system is slavery. Since the centralized banking system creates the only currency, the currency used to pay the debt is the very currency that creates the debt. For the longest time, the U.S. government had kept centralized banking systems at bay, like those of J.D. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Paul Warburg, Baron Rothschild. But in early 19th century, these families sought to create another centralized banking system. In fact, J.P. Morgan created hysteria that caused banks to recall their loans on a massive scale, creating the Panic of 1907. Look it up. It's called the Panic of 1907. Nelson Aldrich, which was a senator that had ties to banking cartels such as J.P. Morgan and Paul Warburg, Baron Rothschild, and J.D. Rockefeller, had used the 1907 panic to suggest a centralized banking system. In 1910, at the Morgan estate on Jekyll Island, bankers held a secret meeting where the Federal Reserve Act was written. Aldrich was handed the bill to pass to Congress. In 1913, banker-backed Woodrow Wilson, now president, had agreed to pass the bill. It passed while most of Congress was at home with their families because it was the holidays. From 1914 to 1919, the money supply doubled, leading to extensive loans to small bankers. 1920 Federal Reserve, now in power, dead in control of currency, recalled all loans, which caused small banks to completely shut down. The Federal Reserve went out and bought these banks in order to have complete, utter control over the currency. 1921 to 1929, then the Federal Reserve increased the money supply by 62%, creating a situation similar to the 1920 situation, causing the Great Depression, giving the Federal Reserve all control of our currency system. Complete control. At this point, they had complete control, and the Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. It's not federal at all. In the Constitution, I'll link it in the description bar, but in the Constitution, it says that the only people that are to have power to create this is Congress, but now a private institution controls all of our currency. In fact, in May 1st, 1933, they seized all of the gold and abolished the gold standard, leading to this. Leading to the fact that all money is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. It is a system based off debt that just only creates more debt. And I plan on doing more videos about this thing and to go deeper into the situation, if you will, including one about the federal income tax, which is unconstitutional as well. Anyways, I'm Mordecai Lacrosse. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.